Welcome everyone to my EDL 850 school law case study over internet use violations. You see the picture that I have there in the middle, the think before you post. You see that can relate to all type of technology that young people have access to. I used to share this a lot with my students when I was in the classroom. I like the analogy. T, is it true? Is what you're posting true? Is it helpful? H, I, is it inspiring? N, is it necessary? Which we'll see in this case study we're going to cover that definitely wasn't necessary. And then the last one, K, is it kind? If students can stay within the realm of think before they post, it would eliminate a lot of the things that we're going to talk about here in the case study. So a little bit of background information about Roosevelt High School. It's in an affluent area in a large city, so it probably resembles a suburb. Kind of reminds me possibly of some of the suburban schools around the Kansas City, Kansas public school district where I currently work. Very affluent families made up of doctors, lawyers, as well as partners in investment firms, things like that. The students benefit from obviously being raised in an affluent family with the latest fashion and technology. And we're dealing with Dr. Forbes, who is the principal of Roosevelt High School, well-respected, well-established principal, was principal of the year a couple years ago, which is voted on by the principals in the district. So obviously he's a very, very good principal. And he usually only recommends the most highly qualified teachers. So what do we know? Continued. Dr. Forbes hired Miss Cindy Walker to teach specialized science courses, and you see them listed there on the screen. Uh, Miss Walker always pushes the level of thinking in her classes. She has high expectations for her students, and she really pushes that cognitive complexity with her students, probably past the point of comfort for the parents. The lack of implementing the provided techniques from Dr. Forbes has parents just consistently and constantly calling and complaining about the overload of work that she provides, as well as the poor instruction. And probably most important, what we know is that there was an inappropriate website created about Miss Walker and her ability to teach. So what do we need to know? So with this inappropriate website, we need to know, one, who created this webpage, who created it, who sent it, where did they create it, when and where did they create it, and what device. First thing I thought about was it created using a school provided one-to-one piece of technology? And what else do we need to know? Why did Miss Walker assume Randy Franks committed that act? Is there any type of discipline format in the building? You know, any has she had any referrals? Has she any calls home? She made a comment about Randy Franks, usually disrupting her class. Has she called home any detentions? So has there been any other run-ins over the course of the last year and a half that she's been teaching? Especially because this is her second year of teaching. Was there any problems during her first year that we need to be made aware of? And just a question about Miss Walker is, why hasn't she implemented any of the techniques that Dr. Forbes has provided with her that they discussed? Is it insubordination? Is it lack of knowledge or experience? Does she not have the time to implement those techniques? Does she need a collaborative teacher or some type of mentor? Has she conducted any peer observations, or has any of her colleagues been in her classroom? Is she a part of any professional learning communities or small learning grade level communities that she could really benefit from? So again, back to what is the problem. This website threatened the life of Miss Walker. It contains some highly suggestive comments, critical comments, and profane-laced language that obviously is inappropriate. The parents are concerned that her level of expectation is overloading the students, causing high levels of stress because it's such a competitive building with students that want to be valedictorian and things like that. And it's also a problem that Miss Walker, over the course of her year and a half in the building, has not been able to build and sustain relationships with her students. So I'm also concerned about, is there a building culture that we're not made aware of through the case study? So proposed plan of action. So some things I took away from our EDL course was reactive measures. So strategies for implementing reactive measures. Again, because this incident has happened, you need to get out there and inform the building administrative team, district superintendent, district personnel, period, director of technology or whatever position that the district has, as well as I want to inform Ms. Walker's PLC team, the team of teachers that she collaborates with or that she works closely with. And I want to involve and contact the building resource officer so we can get start conducting the full investigation with interviewing students, as well as communicating with students, parents, guardians, and any stakeholders, about this incident, about this website, so we can try to pull in as much information as possible. Again, something I took away from our EDL class is proactive measures and strategies for implementing proactive measures. So to get out in front of a situation like this before something like this could happen, definitely want to review the student code of conduct as much as possible. Implement a digital citizenship course in as many classes as possible to teach students about the elements of digital citizenship, to get them just, to becoming to building that positive digital footprint and becoming positive digital citizens in this high-tech world that we're living in now. All my teachers in the building have to implement, instructional strategies and techniques that are going to be engaging, collaborative for the students. Peer observations, I think, are a wonderful strategy to implement, because this will give Miss Walker and as well as other teachers feedback. Use the Oreo cookie feedback to about her instruction, about her delivery, about her strategies and techniques that she has in class. Definitely, if this is, a teacher's first year and a half in the building, there should probably be a mentor teacher, some type of mentor program in place. That way she can have consistent collaborative talks with this teacher, as well as other teachers on her PLC or SLC. And then as a building administrator, I want to definitely conduct as many observations as possible, especially in this, again, being a new teacher. Again, I want to make her feel as comfortable as possible. I want to be able to monitor what she's doing, and I want to be able to assist her as much as possible. So category 3, so resolution. So to promote the success of all students, again, this comes back to a proactive approach, reviewing the code of conduct, making sure that there's some type of building discipline procedures and policy in place, such as BIST, because I definitely want to reduce disruptions and distractions in the classroom, as Ms. Walker has alluded to. Again, getting all my teachers to implement instructional strategies and techniques that are going to be engaging and collaborative, again, and just keep and hold students' attention, as well as, again, I do want the level of rigor there, but I want rigorous lessons that challenge the students, not just an overload of work. Definitely want to have PLCs and SLCs in the building, peer observations, mentor program, and then the continued conducting of observations. Again, all those will help with the promoting of the success of my students and my teachers, and take that proactive approach. So debrief the problem. What was I thinking? How was I feeling? What do I value? Unresolved issues are open to further investigation. First thing I thought about was, what would we do here in the Kansas City, Kansas school district? If this problem had arisen here in this district, what would happen? It's very disturbing that there might be a building culture there at Roosevelt High School to where students feel they can create this website and put it out there. And if I had to guess, not feel they can be punished for it. Was it a prank? All right. My limited experience was that if it was a prank, whether it was a prank or not, it would probably be handled differently in the suburbs as opposed to an urban setting or even a rural setting. Is it deemed an overreaction? Is it deemed a prank? Or is it deemed a really serious matter? Because the safety of students and staff is obviously the number one priority. There at Roosevelt, the parental involvement almost it made me think about, I kind of felt like there may have been a sense of entitlement from the parents that again, they felt they really pushed for their students to compete for valedictorian, and they didn't like her rigorous classroom because their students may get low grades for the first time, and that's that definitely had me feeling a little iffy about that. There's a difference between providing rigorous unison lessons and just cognitive overload, too much work. So making sure that all teachers are instituting gradual release responsibility, holding and maintaining students' engagement, but most importantly, I value my teachers, and I got to get Miss Walker back into the classroom. If this ever, you know, I can't have this happening. I want her comfortable. I want her safe. So uh, unresolved issues are open to further investigation. If the website isn't taken down, if more information is posted out there, you know, if it continues throughout social media, obviously it's going to have to be handled. So evidence of promoting the success of all students by acting with integrity, fairness, and in an ethical manner. So all students, all teachers, all building staff. I mean, I have to ensure Miss Walker's safety. These are some serious allegations that, again, whether it's prank, intentional, unintentional, these serious allegations that need to be dealt with. There has to be immediate action that's fair and equitable. I have to take immediate action, and I cannot be biased. I cannot have my own personal opinion about how I feel about my students. Oh, they were just playing. It was a prank. Again, I think it really, you know, depends on, you know, where this school is housed in suburban, urban, or some type of rural setting, where whether it plays into that prank or if it's, you know, really investigated as a serious matter. Um, Full investigation has got to be launched, pulling students, you know, not just Randy Franks, but all students in her classroom and anyone else that may have any information. Not accusing anyone, because I do want to be fair, you know, but I do want to pull those students out with my resource officer and talk to those students. Communicating with all the necessary district personnel as soon as possible, not waiting to the morning time, not having my teacher, Miss Walker, potentially driving 3 hours away that night just to come back the next day to have a meeting in the morning, you know, but really trying to hammer out what's going on and seeing if we can resolve this matter as soon as possible. And I also need to preserve that evidence, you know, that's fair, that's equitable, that's professional, that's me doing my due diligence to find out exactly what happened. I want to say thank you to Dr. Gooch and all of my Fort Hays State professional learning community colleagues. You guys were awesome. Thank you for the Oreo cookie feedback on our work. Thank you for a great time. I had a great time with this class. I learned so much, and I'm definitely going to have my pocket resource out and handy at all times. Thanks a lot. I had a great time.